I feel often that our students of color feel disconnected from our schools, and that often that their success is dependent on whether relationships are built specifically with them or not. The AngelList is a strategy that teachers can use and schools can use to make sure that all of their students feel connected. And what happens is at the beginning of the school, during the pre-service time, all of the students' pictures are posted on the corridor walls without names, and teachers have to silently walk through and put a sticker on any picture that they have, a student that they have connection with, beyond just teaching them in the classroom, somebody that they spend time talking to before class or after class, or coach them in a sport, but have made some connection beyond just having them sit in front of them. Staff aren't allowed to talk. Students with 2 or more stickers are discarded. Students with 0 stickers are automatically included in the AngelList. Then when that list is generated, staff get to pick, kind of draft the students that they're going to secretly connect to throughout the school year. So it's not, students are not told that we are looking out for them in any specific way, but our job is to at least make 2 connections a week with them, whether it's just stop them in the hall and say, hey, how are things going today, or whatever, and then eventually continue that connection throughout the year and increase the amount of time that you spend with a student. Students on the in the 1 dot category get discussed further to say maybe they only have 1 connection, but it's a super strong connection to someone or something, or maybe it's not. And so it takes all staff to say, okay, this is the person we're talking about. This is what we know about them. Are they truly connected to our school or to someone in our school? We also look at special circumstances like recent deaths in the family, or maybe, you know, some family discourse that might be creating problems temporarily for the student that might not have in the past, and we just make sure that all of those students are being supported in some way. Every staff member has a chance to look at the list. It doesn't necessarily have to be a teacher, you know, it could be a lunch person, it could be anyone that comes in the building that might be able to make a connection, because it's not always the teachers or the principals. Some teachers take more than 1. Some people say, oh, I know I'm going to see this person because I see them on my class list a couple times a day. I definitely want to, you know, work with this one. But the goal is actually to be as secretive about it as possible, and yet make those connections so students don't feel like they've been selected because of something negative, but just appreciate that someone's noticing them. We usually wait to do our 6th graders at mid-year, and also any students that have transferred that wouldn't have, you know, been able to make a connection yet. That way we know, are these students interested in anything, are they going to be joining sports and clubs, you know, that before. So we also do a mid-year review then. I transferred from another district that we did it in a high school of 2,000. Much more difficult. If it's feasible at a high school of 2,000, it's feasible anywhere. So don't be intimidated. It's a huge process, and we use a lot of printer ink to get those pictures out, but it was definitely well worth it. At my old school, we tracked 4-year progress and the number of graduates. Those are kids that would have fallen in the at-risk, state qualified at-risk programs. And we had a significant graduation rate for those students, in between 60 and 70% of those students, a good chunk that we thought would become dropouts at some point. It's kind of a word of mouth situation too, where one student gets connected to someone and they're like, hey, can my friend come in? When, you know, because sometimes we'll do a breakfast together, or they say, hey, what did you do at lunch today? Why don't you come in and chit chat with me? Yeah, can I bring so-and-so? Sure. And so then you end up kind of picking up even a couple more that we might not have noticed. I think that many of our low SES students tend to fall in this, where they tend to shy away from being connected to school, and they just want to get in and out and not be noticed. Students that are disconnected will become our dropouts, because it's easy to walk away when you don't feel connected. It is often our students of color that feel that they're not part of the system, and that we don't understand them as people, and that they don't really belong. And it's our job to make sure that they do.